Everyone is welcome here, it's time to make new friends. Aquavide Uskava, fill your Glencairn. Share a dram with the spirit of Edmonton. Sluncha!
Good evening, Whiskey Brothers, Whiskey Sisters, and Whiskey Friends, and welcome to episode 56 of the Canadian Whisky Journey's Whiskey Review. I'm Dolph, I'm the president of the Alberta Scotch Society. Important tonight, and I'll tell you why. Created the Canadian Whisky Journey, and created the Whiskey Book Club, and your host tonight. We're continuing our Canadian Whisky Journey with the first episode of 2023 with Calgary's own Bridgeland Distillery. These guys are fantastic. Now, I visited the distillery, interviewed both Daniel and Jack, and been impressed with Daniel's ability to jump from one cask to another cask to give me samples of this whiskey and this spirit and that spirit. And as per usual with me, when I visit a distillery, spend time with the owners, distillers, I develop a place in my heart for this distillery. So what I should do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you a couple pictures of the place. Let's see this. So there's Danielle and Jacques. Danielle's a little bit shorter. Jacques, a big French-Canadian boy. There we go. Just like myself. Bridgeland at night. It's beautiful at night there. And a great place up front to spend some time there in the day. And that's right outside the tasting. So you can go there and they have, I think it's 6 tables inside. And there's places outside around the fire. You can spend some time. If you ask real nice, hopefully you get back there and you see this bad boy. So ask him about it, just because you have not seen anything that looks like that before. And here's a beautiful picture of it. I love it from this angle. And finally, there it is. So again, these two gentlemen right here, Jacques, the taller gentleman on, the left, knowing that I was in the hunt for society bottling for the Alberta Scotch Society and justly impressed with their Glenbow single malt, gave me a call. Long story short, we got this done, and I got this bottling right here. So that's a bespoke bottling for the Alberta Scotch Society. That's us right there. We got this to our members by Christmas. So we still have some available, and this will be a gift for new members coming in the new year as well. So we got enough for it depends how many new members we have, but it's part of the new member welcome. Here, have a fantastic bottle of whiskey. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was really happy to have it. I'm happy to have this. I love Bridgeland. I love Alberta whiskeys, and we're developing so well. Eau Claire doing really well. Granehenge, which you can see up there, they're doing really well, and just so many developing. And I just like being part of it, and I'm really happy with this whiskey. And you can tell because there ain't a whole bunch left of that first bottle. So let's go on the nose. First thing for me, and I was nosing this before, and it was apple. I was just trying to think what type of apple, a certain type of apple, and I don't think I can. It's just a really green apple, but there's caramel with it, so it's almost caramel apple like, but you have to bite into the apple to get kind of the flavor of the apple in there as well. But those are the two main on the nose. It's the apple. It's really fruity, and I think it's apple. I think there might be, you get vanilla, but that's what you're going to get when you're in the bourbon barrel. But there's another fruit, something effervescent, something fresh. I don't think orange or, I don't think it's orange or lemon or lime. Maybe cherries, like black cherries. It almost smells like a cherry blossom. So if you're as old as me, there was this candy bar called Cherry Blossom, and it was a mound of chocolate, and on the inside of the chocolate was a maraschino cherry with a whole bunch of really sweet liquid. And yeah, I'm gonna go for that, like that maraschino cherry. More apple though, and chocolate caramel. Yeah, I'll go with chocolate too, but that I might have changed my own opinion there just thinking about cherry blossom. So that's it. And lovely. And my first night, I nosed this. It must have been an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I poured this, well, Dolph pour, about 2 ounces, maybe a little bit more than this, right up to there probably. And it lasted me the hockey game. Got to the end of the to the end of the second period, noticed I hadn't really drank the whiskey. I was just sniffing it the whole time. And so it's that good. Here we go. On the palate. First hit is the caramel sweetness. So that's the first thing. After the caramel, I'm not going to say fruit anymore. So it's not fruity. It's more vegetal. Still effervescent, something fresh. Fresh. I don't want to go back to the apple. The apple was on the nose. It's not really on the palate. Caramel, vanilla again, which I always bourbon. Great mouthfeel. I didn't tell you what the percentage was either. So 45.3%, and it feels great. I was going to read the back, but I don't think I will. Well, congratulations on purchasing the Alberta Scotch Society's 2022 single malt private bottling. Congratulations to everyone out there that's got one of these bad boys. You're not going to be disappointed. And you know what? They're numbered and people buy them and they collect them. And not to sell. It's not that type of thing usually with the society. They buy and they save it for a special event. And they'll bring it out, let's say, to a daughter's wedding, like I did with my last bottle that I had, that we had from two brewers, brought that out. So something special you want to bring out for people that they've never had before. This is a great thing to do. A little bit of heat at the end, but non-chill filtering kind of alleviates the burn. I was going to say corn-like on the feel, but this is all barley, baby. And this is local barley as well. All southern Alberta. Okay, so I'm sticking with that. There's something vegetal, but it's effervescent. So caramel, I don't know. I'm just going to say it's biscuity. One of my favorite cookies, and it shows how dull I am sometimes, is arrowroot. So it's kind of a heartier arrowroot with vanilla, maybe milk chocolate. You think with the amount of time I spent with this would be a lot easier right now. Okay. Well, and it's going to change with the time. The aroma changed substantially over time with the heat because I hold my glass like this. I heat it up, and I do it on purpose. It's instead of adding water, I tend to warm up the whiskey more as a second step to tasting it. Water is fine, but I think the heat does a better job of releasing certain aromas I don't get right away. Finish. Let's see what we got. Sweet to heat. Back to sweet. Effervescent. Vegetal. Maybe like freshly cut grass, but not exactly. It's eluding me. I'm going to say a medium finish. It changes twice in there. The heat comes in with a bit of spice, and the spice. Everyone talks about the cloves and the cinnamon and the nutmeg, and maybe it's something like that. It's not a peppery spice. It's not a hot spice. It's a baking spice, but it's not a traditional kind of Christmassy spice. I've been saying this a lot, lavender. Maybe lavender. Just because it just popped to mind right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fantastic. Hopefully, if you're part of the Alberta Scotch Society, you picked up your bottle. If you're not, you can become part of the Alberta Scotch Society and get a bottle. Or you need someone in the society to buy a bottle for you. I might be able to do it for a select few really good friends. But otherwise, have a fantastic night. Enjoy the hockey game. So Oilers are playing tonight. Our Canadian juniors are playing tomorrow against the United States. We should cheer them on, have some whiskey, and enjoy life as it is right now. Thank you very much, one and all, and have a fantastic, fantastic night. Cheers, everybody. It is Glenbow. Cheers, Ben.